It's state budget time again in Wisconsin.
This budget.
It's a big deal because it impacts everything from roads to schools to healthcare. Let's break down the whole process. Wisconsin passes a new budget every 2 years. Most states break their budgets up into separate bills. Wisconsin does it all in one big bill. Wisconsin state budget money comes from 5 main sources. First, from general purpose revenue. This comes from state income tax. General purpose revenue can be used for anything. Second, from federal revenue. This comes from the federal government, typically with spending restrictions. Third, from program revenue. This comes from user fees, licenses, and tuition for specific activities. Fourth, from segregated fees. These are specific funds for specific purposes, like gas tax being used to fund road maintenance. Lastly, there's revenue from the government selling bonds. This means borrowing. The whole process starts about a year out. First, the governor issues budget guidance to state agencies. There's 55 of them. Their funding requests are always due back to the governor by September. He uses those requests to build his own budget proposal. He presents that to the legislature, usually in February. Now the legislature takes the baton. First thing it usually does is toss out the governor's proposal. It will then introduce a bare-bones bill that simply copies the current budget as a starting point, something it can take to the public for input. Most bills only get one public hearing in Madison. The budget is different. The Joint Committee on Finance will hit the road and hold 4 public hearings in different corners of the state. When the committee members get back to Madison, it's time to do the heavy lifting. The Joint Committee on Finance executive sessions are the most important part of the budget process. They make the tough decisions on what stays and what goes. If they want to change the budget, it happens here. This is where most of the fireworks happen, with late-night negotiations, fierce debates, and last-minute deals. These determine the future of programs, tax cuts, or spending increases. The floor vote follows. The budget is debated in the Assembly and Senate, however, it is rarely amended at this stage. If leadership lacks votes, the bill doesn't go to the floor until it does. Once passed, it heads to the governor's desk. The governor can sign, veto, or line item veto. This means the governor can cross out specific spending items, individual words, or lower spending amounts. The next state budget will go into effect on July 1st this summer. The whole process will start over the following summer.